Come closer. I want to talk to you. I'm going to tell you an astounding story. The story of the Maltese Falcon. 600 years, the Falcon has carried the mystery of a fabulous wealth under its grotesque wings. I could tell you 1,000 tales of the men and women who have hunted this evil bird. But every story has the same ending. Murder. Listen to these incredible people, all consumed by their passionate greed for the Maltese Falcon.
What have you ever given me beside money? Have you ever given me any of your confidence, any of the truth? Haven't you tried to buy my loyalty with money and nothing else?
What else is there I can buy you with?
Who? I won't play the sap for you.
I haven't lived a good life. I've been bad. Worse than you could know.
We were talking about a lot more money than this.
There are more of us to be taken care of now.
Well, that may be, but I've got the Falcon.
You may have the Falcon, but we certainly have you.
I take another riding from you, I'm gonna take. Get up and shoot it out.
Stop it, the police will be here any minute. Now talk.
Oh, how can you accuse me of such a terrible...
This isn't the time for that schoolgirl act. We're both of us sitting under the gallows.
This is the highest point in all our land, mighty Mount Whitney, looming above the wilderness with the strange silence of eternity. Yet stranger still is the mission of destiny that brings men to this forbidding barrier. Held at bay by the most dangerous killer since Dillinger. Look at him up there.
What's the matter, Yellow? Come and get me, buddy. Come and get me.
He's trapped because man can't climb any higher, and men never came any tougher. But what brought him here? What made him that way? Was it Marie? Taxi dancer? Gangster's companion? Yet underneath it all, just a woman with a hungry heart.
Oh, Roy, please don't send me back to L.A. Let me stay. I want to be with you, Roy. Please let me stay, please.
Was it Red or Babe who revolted against the ruthless domination of Mad Dog Earl?
I'm giving you a chance to blow. If you decide to stick, I'll shoot the first one that don't do as I tell him.
Was it Velma, the girl who didn't belong?
Oh, I know what Roy did for me. But I don't love him.
Remember what Johnny Dillinger said about guys like you and him? He said you were just rushing toward death.
All these play a vital part in the thundering saga of the last of the big-timers, running the gauntlet of the law with the girl who would follow him to Inferno. Human emotion, humanity itself, painted against the majestic canvas of High Sierra.
Want to make a statement? The boys tell me I did a couple of murders. Anything in it? I think you better let me have it. Bring in your book. If I hadn't been in my office that night with my brain cells playing hide and seek with those dizzy flashes down the street, I'd have never got messed up with a stolen jade necklace.
I've never hired a detective before. What are the rates?
As much as the traffic will bear.
When can you start?
I've already started. Well, this looked like something to rub your palms about. But my client's lovely stepdaughter had other ideas.
What did she ask you to do?
She wanted me to kiss her and find a jade necklace.
Whatever she was willing to pay you, I'll up it. Just stay away from her. Forget the whole thing.
It sounded screwy, but it's a funny thing. I always follow through on a sale, even if it pays dividends in a broken skull. I didn't see what hit me. I didn't have to. The first thing I knew, I found myself heaped on a bed like a bag of bones ready for the scrap heap. My throat was dry. My hands felt like a bunch of bananas. I couldn't stand on my pens. Okay, I said to myself, you're a tough guy. Let's see you get out of this straitjacket.
Help! Help!
I killed Dietrichson. Me, Walter Neff, insurance agent, 35 years old, unmarried, no visible scars. Until a while ago, that is. Yeah, I killed him. I killed him for money and for a woman. It all began last May. I was thinking about that dame upstairs and the way she had looked at me. And I wanted to see her again, close, without that silly staircase between us. How could I have known that murder can sometimes smell like honeysuckle?
I can't stand it anymore. What if they do hang me?
They're not going to hang you, baby.
It's better than going on this way.
They're not going to hang you. Because you're going to do it and I'm going to help you.
Yes, from the moment they met, it was murder. But always behind them with his devilish hunches and his brilliant brain was Keyes.
The murder's never perfect. Always comes apart sooner or later. And where two people are concerned, it's usually sooner.
Could they get away from him and his relentless pursuit? And could they get away with murder?
You don't know Keyes. Once he gets his teeth into something, he never lets go. He'll investigate you. He'll have you shot at. He'll watch you every minute from now on. You afraid, baby?
Yes, I'm afraid. But not of Keyes. I'm afraid of us.
I'd like to move in on her right now, tonight. If it wasn't for Norton and his striped pants ideas about company policy, I'd have the cops after her so quick it'd make a head spin. Now, we know the Dietrichson dame is in it, and somebody else.
Only you haven't got a single thing to go on, Keyes.
He'll show. He's got to show. Sometime, somewhere, they've got to meet.
Forget anything? Did you ever want to cut away a piece of your memory or blot it out?
I can't believe that you're in love with me.
I hate the thought of being so far away from you, but we'll be together again someday.
I'm on your mind each place you go.
I was tussling with the most dangerous animal in the world, a woman.
Hey, you! Come on if you want to ride.
What's your name?
You can call me Vera if you like. There's a folding bed behind this door. You know how to work it?
I just can't imagine that you love me.
Just remember who's boss around here. If you shut up and don't give me any arguments, you'll have nothing to worry about.
I'm the lucky one. I can't be...
Even if you did tell the cops I was in on it with you, what could they do to me?
Give a lift to a tomato, you expect it to be nice, don't you? Oh, yeah, I'm looking for a good mystery on something off the beaten track, like the Maltese Falcon.
Well, that was a fascinating story. But here's one that has everything the Falcon had and more. It's Raymond Chandler's latest bestseller, The Big Sleep. And what a picture that'll make.
You mind if I look at it? Huh. Sometimes I wonder what strange fate brought me out of the storm to that house that stood alone in the shadows. As I probed into its mysteries, every clue told me a different story. But each had the same ending, murder. Every instinct warned me to beware that something more dangerous, more deadly than I'd ever known before was in that room. And suddenly...
I like that. I'd like more. That's even better.
Yeah.
You touch me and you won't live till morning.
You're not meeting them tomorrow.
Aren't I sweet?
Most of them turned out to be unhealthy. The farmer died from natural causes. The Swede and Blinky Franklin were both killed.
You know who else was in the gang?
You were. Reach for that and I'll kick your brains out.
Not even when I was young. Yes, when we're young, we have dreams that never pan out, but we go on dreaming.
Why are you looking at me? My face dirty?
It's beautiful. Since I'm old enough to be a father...
You're not so old.
You don't think so?
Well, you're not a boy. You're just, mature. I like mature people. Why don't you paint my picture?
I'd like to.
Johnny, don't talk like that.
Well, it's the truth. I'm fed up with you.
Johnny.
That's the only thing you ever understood. I'm through with it.
Jeepers, I love you, Johnny.
You lied to me, Kitty. It was him, wasn't it?
Why'd you come here?
To ask you to marry me.
What about your wife?
I haven't any wife. That's finished.
For cat's sake,
My
you
husband turned up. I'm free. Don't cry, Kitty. Please don't cry.
I'm not crying, you fool. I'm laughing.
Kitty.
Oh, you idiot. How can a man be so dumb?
Kitty. My wife, I mean my former wife is correct. I really can't paint. My copies were so bad I had to destroy them.
For cat's sake, he's lying.
Feeling. That's why I'm going to keep away from you.
You know,
What?
I wonder why I'm like that.
Like what?
I'm never thinking about anybody except myself.
Well, you don't think I'd go without you?
You mean that, Stan?
Absolutely. You satisfied?
Oh, Stan, I don't care for nothing now. Nothing in the world.
You're not a regular MD, are you?
Of course not. But anything my patients reveal to me is as sacred as though it were given under the seal of the confessional. That clear?
All right. You don't have to get on a soapbox. I'm going to be strictly on the level about this whole thing myself.
Will you get out of here? I should have known you were that kind of a...
It takes one to catch one. Listen to me. I'm no good. I never pretended to be. But I love you. I'm a hustler. I've always been one. But I love you. I may be the thief of the world, but with you I've always been on the level.
One too many.
Which did you like the best?
This one right here.
Bet you said that to all the places. Please tell me, Jeff.
Well, our friend Markham lived in New York. He worked with a sort of stupid, oily gent by the name of Jack Fisher. We called ourselves detectives.
Find her, Jeff. Bring her back.
What happens to her?
I won't touch her.
Okay. Oh, by the way, you mind telling me your name?
Kathy Moffat.
Thanks. And then I saw her, coming out of the sun. And I knew why Whit didn't care about that 40 grand.
Do you believe I could have run away last night?
I'd find you.
Yes, I believe you would. You're glad you did?
I don't know.
I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know anything except how much I hated. But I didn't take anything. I didn't, Jim. Won't you believe me?
Baby, I don't care. Beat it.
Look at all the angles. You know Whit and you know how far he can reach. So just pay me off and I'm quiet. But use cash. Don't try to pay me off with pitch handed to you with this cheap piece of baggage.
They say you killed a man.
Do you believe him?
Not until you tell me.
You believe everything I say, don't you?
Everything you say to me, I believe.
You know, a dame with a rod is like a guy with a knitting needle.
What's he doing here?
Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. North and South American, all the ships at sea, let's go to press. This is Walter Winchell, broadcasting from Hollywood. I just came from a projection room at 20th Century Fox Studios where I saw a picture of my town, New York, and my time now. Ladies and gentlemen, the title of this moving picture is Kiss of Death. In underworld lingo, kiss of death can be many things, none of them good. A pat on the shoulder from a pal that turns into a bullet in the back, or a kiss from a woman's warm lips that sends the victim to the morgue. Like Boomerang and the house on 92nd Street, this one has authenticity stamped all over it. It is red meat. It is factual. It's a close-up of the tenderloin in action. Its tempo is terrific. And its story is that of a squealer. In underworld code, a squealer is marked for death. One man sneered at the code, squealed, and didn't die. That's what makes Kiss of Death such a gripping and exciting moving picture.
Kids like to have fun. We'll all have some fun together. You and me and your wife and your kids.
Touch my family and you'll hear singing like you never heard before. Go on, beat it.
Nick, he's a 3-time loser now. All we've got to do is catch him with a gun on him and we can send him up for life.
And suppose he don't make a mistake. He didn't the last time. You made the mistake.
Sooner or later he'll trip himself up. They all do. You've got to trust me.
I'm through trusting you, the police, or anybody but me. There's only one way to get you, though. And that's my way.
If you like action as I do with entertainment, you'll find it here. This one was written with a machine gun.
My name is Frank McLeod. I'm about 12 miles off Boot Key Harbor on my way in. Over.
Hold your course. You're headed straight for Key Largo. Key Largo. Largo, a lonely island off the coast of Florida. Sultry, heat-ridden, cloaked in the strange menace of the sea. But stranger still is the destiny that brings these people to this remote outpost, to be held at bay with a price on their lives, by a man with a price on his head.
Nothing to stop me from wiping you all out.
What
Good lad, do, boss. Forget it. Her kind's a dime a dozen.
I say smack her and let it go at that. Smacking her isn't enough for such an insult. He'd have to kill her. Then he'd have to kill the rest of us because we witnessed it. But to kill us all or nothing.
We rid ourselves of your kind once and for all. You ain't coming back.
Who's gonna stop me, old man?
Filth. You filth.
I won't let you go without me. You've got to take me. You've got to.
Now get away from me.
Wildcat. Smell blood, huh? Got your appetite up. You can make your hopes come true. But you gotta die for it. See where I'm aiming? Right at your belly. Go ahead, shoot. Get away, sister.
Get away, Nora.
Man, hated by 1,000 men,
desired by one woman.
The third man, hanging is too good for him.
Nothing is too good for the third man.
Her man was the third man.
The man on every woman's lips.
Vienna, 1950. A city fearful of its present, uncertain of its future. Vienna, the once gay capital of a light-hearted people. Here in the shadows of its palaces and ruins is told with tenderness, drama, and suspense the story of the third man.
There was a third man there. I suppose that doesn't sound peculiar to you. I'm not interested in whether a racketeer like Lime was killed by his friends or by an accident. The only important thing is that he's dead.
Third Man, the story of two men and one woman caught in the dangerous web of an international love affair.
Oh, please, for heaven's sake, stop making him in your image. Harry was real. He wasn't just your friend and my lover.
No, I don't know. I'm just a hack writer who drinks too much and falls in love with girls. You?
Me?
Don't be such a fool, of course.
The Third Man. Joseph Cotton in his most successful performance as an American caught in a whirlpool of continental intrigue. The glamorous Valley is the mysterious Viennese actress who knew the secret of the Third Man.
Pulitzer Prize novel becomes a vital, very great motion picture. The story of a ruthless big shot, Willie Stark.
And for the last time, I tell you that nobody, do you hear me? Nobody will tell me how to run this state.
His manners, his morals, and his women.
If I get a divorce...
Maybe we better stop seeing each other.
No, we won't stop seeing each other, will we?
No. Willie's got big ideas, Jack.
What do you mean?
A girl like that could be a governor's wife or even a president's.
What are you talking about?
He ditched Lucy, he ditched me, and he'll ditch you.
Answer me.
All the fascinating characters from the novel come alive. Tom Stark, the big shot son, who went for the girls. Jack Burton, Tiny Duffy. Adam Stanton, who believed in a sister's honor. And Sugar Boy with that .38 under his armpit.
Now listen to me, you hicks. Yeah, you're hicks too, and they fooled you 1,000 times just like they fooled me. I'm gonna stay in this race. I'm on my own and I'm out for blood.
Jack Burton, Willie Stark's hatchet man. I asked you, how did you find out?
You know, Judge, dirt's a funny thing. Some of it rubs off on everybody.
If Adam finds out, it'll be easy to prove a Stanton is no different than anyone else. Willie was right. Man is conceived in sin and born in corruption. There's no God but Willie Stark. I'm his prophet and you're his...
Gamblers and crooks fought for his favor, but a fearless few risked ruin to destroy him.
Be it resolved by the House of Representatives, in open session convened, that said Willie Stark be, and he is hereby impeached.
He saw the danger signs, but he wouldn't heed them. For him, there was no way out. He couldn't drop her. She was in his mind, in his blood. And if loving her meant tangling with a killer, he was ready for that too.
I wanted to reach you. I wanted to talk to you.
Oh, so it was me all the time. Between you and I had it all wrong. So it's not the way it looks. Is it, baby?
No, it's not the way it looks. Tramp.
Tell me all about it.
Tramp. Cheap little no-good tramp. If you don't like the whole thing, say so. Call it off.
I'm not taking any short count.
It's a two-way split. I figured it all out. One for you, one for me. Cut your half any way you like.
In a pig's eye.
And you're working without me?
A holdup on an armored car. It hadn't worked in 28 years. Everything laid out. Everything ready. The oil truck. The ice cream wagon. The men planted inside the ground. Every move planned and timed to the split second. Would it succeed? Could it succeed?